Hey, what's up? So I'm gonna do some show some records that I've gotten here and been listening to here lately. I'm not gonna do a whole lot of dates and things like that. Just some records that I think are worth checking out. So first one is the new Mr. Bungle. This one's from this year. This is the Raging Wrath of the Easter Bunny demos. This is a thrash record. Really good. This one's on, the one I've got is on red vinyl. That's probably my favorite color of vinyl is red. I've always liked that color for vinyl because it was my first memory of a record. Was like the Chipmunks holiday Christmas record, and it was on red. And I remember fighting with my uncle. He's a little bit older than me. I remember fighting with him about that record. He didn't want me to touch it. But that Mr. Bungle record is awesome. I got a Voivod record. This one's Roar. This is a reissue from 2014. This record is fantastic. Is a fantastic thrash record. Voivod is the kind of band, when you hear it, this record sounds like this album cover, like with the machine, tank going into battle. This one, whenever I heard it for the first time, I was totally like, it was jaw-dropping, the athleticism that these guys have, putting out this kind of music just as intense from beginning to end. Thinking about what they do to, play like that, just constantly, on black vinyl. This one is a good one. Really good thrash. Brujeria, Mexican death metal. This one I believe is on Splatter, if I remember right. This has the song La Migra on it, and I found Brujeria through a Trauma compilation, like a soundtrack compilation. That's where I had discovered them. This is the Raza record. Fantastic death metal. That's like scary. Whenever I listen to Brujeria, they scare me as far as a band, even watching them. This one's called Zebras, the City of Sun. This one is this kind of goes along with the whole kind of like Slayer, if I wanted to, kind of describe it. Obviously not Slayer, but it gets into that, that kind of thrashiness. Early Slayer. Fantastic artwork. This one is on Secret Records. I believe they still have this record available. Secret Records. That's where I get a lot of stuff. They do a lot of residence pressings. They do a lot of independent underground stuff. Secret Records is pretty cool. Very friendly, and they package stuff right and ship very quickly. So Zebras, very metal, thrash metal band, really good. Death, my son's gotten me into Death here lately. So they picked me up a bunch. I've been picking up Death records. Probably my favorite right now is Leprosy and Scream Bloody Gore, and Spiritual Healing. Those are my favorite right now. So Spiritual Healing. On Night Flight, I don't know if for a lot of you remember Night Flight from back in the day on TV. So that's Spiritual Healing. Night Flight was a TV station. It'd come on late at night. You can download the app and watch Night Flight. They have documentaries on music, punk rock, metal, thrash, anything you want to learn about the Melvins, the Minutemen, Slayer, Bad Brains, 80s, 60s, 70s, 80s, drugs, blaxploitation films. I mean, everything that you want to see. You could spend a year and not get through everything. Here's the Scream Bloody Gore. This is their first one. I always tend to go back to leprosy, spiritual healing. Those are the ones that I tend to pop on the most if I'm listening. Suicidal. I don't know if I've shown this one. This is the bass player from Suicidal Tendencies. This is his solo record. Really good Venice punk. He redoes Institutionalized with a female vocalist, and they redo it in Spanish, and it's pretty good. A lot of people that redo Institutionalized don't do it justice. And of course, it's on blue vinyl. This is a good one. Suicidal's good. Everybody knows this one, I think. Here, let me pull this one out. This is Widespread Bloodshed. Love Runs Red. And this is by No Mercy. Mike Muir sings in this. This is Mike Clark's metal band. It's more death metal. A lot of familiar songs from the Suicidal catalog that have been redone. And it's very much a different sound. It's a lot heavier sound than Suicidal. It's more death metal, but that one's a good one. Infectious Grooves. This is one that came out on a record store day, I believe. And it's got 4 songs. Hopefully they'll be coming out with an album. I'd really be interested in that. Take You on a Ride is this Infectious Grooves record. They've got some remakes with Robert Trujillo. Suicidal Tendencies demos from 1982. Who showed this? I think Vinyl Richie showed this. And I think he probably went to one of the concerts, or he lived with the guys, or, you know, dated a sister or something like that. But this is a really good record. If you're a Suicidal fan, highly recommend you getting this one. You got to have it for your collection. More Venice Beach thrash. This is Beowulf. Chris turned me on to this Beowulf. It has the same kind of feel that Suicidal has from the 80s. I believe this one was 1986 Venice thrash. So it keeps along those lines with Suicidal Tendencies. Whenever I listen to any kind of thrash or hardcore punk or crossover punk, I tend to gravitate more towards anything that doesn't sound too whiny, more of a gravelly kind of punk rock sound, more gritty. I don't like this, a lot of singing, or even in thrash, like the real witchy sounding vocals. I don't like that. I like the more gritty vocals. This is Uncle Slam. This is an original copy. This one's Say Uncle. This one, no, this is a repress. I believe this is a repress. Another fantastic Venice Beach crossover punk, crossover thrash. This is on Caroline. Mike Muir was part of all the production, or he had something to do with it, produced it, or whatever, as far as Beowulf and these guys. This next one, more Venice Beach thrash. Oh my gosh, this is a big one. This is XL. Split Image. More Venice Beach thrash. It's still got all that same sound. Very good. Very, very, very good. Gatefold. I'm going through these relatively quick. The labels are all custom. This is a really good. I'm glad I found this one. XL, Beowulf, all these guys. Next one, Neighborhood Watch. More punk, crossover punk. This is all West Coast, Venice Beach. This is really good. Probably not my favorite, but still really good. The quality on it is okay on this pressing. Psychotic Youth, another Venice Beach punk. This one's on blue vinyl. Psychotic Youth. This is all from the 80s. Crossover thrash, punk, crossover punk, whatever you want to call it. And then the last one, Municipal Waste. This is another one that my son turned me on to, and it's, you know, he was like, Dad, you like Suicidal, you like this, you like that, you got to check these dudes out. And I was like, I don't know. It's more of a party thrash, you know. It doesn't have all the political stuff behind it for the most part. So I'm still kind of dipping my toes into that one. The last one, of course, I got a Primus 7-inch. This is Kiss My Dead Bloated Ass. This has, it's not an official pressing, but this has John the Fisherman demo and then Pudding Time demo. And this is on Limp Donkey Records in the UK. And it's on like a purple marble. It's pretty cool. So I've been trying to track one of these down forever and finally found one. All these records, I refuse to pay more than, $25 plus your shipping. It starts getting really expensive, and it seems like anything that's shipped from the US, you're looking at like $50 to $60 for a old record, and that's just not something I'm going to do. So I've been kind of slowing down and just waiting till I find those records that are at a really good price, or digging at shops. Now we don't have a shop here in Clovis where I live, so tomorrow actually I'm making a run. I'm taking all my kids. They're gonna go help me digging for records and see what we can turn up in Lubbock, Texas, and we'll see what happens there. But really getting into thrash, death metal. I have a hard time with death metal because when it gets more to the witchy sounding stuff, I cannot get over those lyrics. But the more gravelly, slower, still with the fast riffs, stuff like that, I can hang with that. So if you guys have any recommendations, I don't have any Slayer on vinyl. I have Slayer on CD. I have a lot of metal on CD. Most of my metal is all on CD from the 80s and 90s. And it was during college, and whenever I was littler, and you could get records. But most of my vinyl is mostly like rap, and then the alternative stuff like in the Primus vein, Mr. Bungle and all that, Faith No More, and all those things that were going on back then. So I'm kind of slowly building my metal, not so much metal, but my thrash, my crossover thrash records. And it's taken a little bit, but I'm super patient and I'll find stuff. But you can listen to anything online, it's just having that tangible. And if you want to have it now, I guess you got to pay, if you really want to have it. So other than that, that's what I've got that I wanted to show. I have tons more all over the place. I just need to find time to do videos. But thank you very much. And Aaron, take it easy, bro.